Okay, what happened?
We ran aground, but I can't see a damn thing out there.
Oh,
Oh, my God.
when I fell the knife.
All right. We're gonna handle it. Take it easy. Nancy, help me move this bar. Come on. I'm gonna need some scissors.
The cabinet.
I'm also gonna need some towels. Look in the head.
Oh.
Don't, Faith. Leave it now. Don't do anything else.
Oh, it's better.
There.
Was it in deep?
I can't tell.
What can I do?
Put this somewhere.
Oh, it's tender. There must be internal bleeding.
Look, hold this.
Okay.
With steady pressure.
Oh. I'm sorry.
It's okay, Faith. Pat knows what to do.
Oh, dear God. What about my baby?
The knife didn't hit the uterus.
What could you see?
It's just a puncture wound. As a Pope pilot, I make a great MD. But don't worry, we're gonna handle it. You're gonna be all right.
Well, what if it...
Pat, did she faint? Should we move her?
Put her legs up. Squeeze my hand. Dizzy?
Yeah, I'm sick.
Here's what we're gonna do. There's a first aid kit forward. I'm gonna go get it and put some antiseptic in the wound. And Nancy's gonna be with you all the time while you're... Sorry. Yeah, right. Now, Faith, I'm gonna try and start the engine. And when your head's clear, I'm gonna put you back up in the bed. Don't worry, you'll be safe. I'll have us back home soon. Come on, Faith, you got all that?
Yeah.
All right. You just keep steady pressure on that.
Sure, okay. It hurts.
A lot.
Here, squeeze real tight. Okay.
Siobhan?
Yeah.
Ah.
Hi.
Hi.
Weren't you supposed to be on the houseboat?
Yeah, well, Kevin's old car didn't quite make it.
Oh, no.
Yes, there we were, all packed in. The food, and Little John, and Finn McCool, and your mother. And we break down by the side of the road.
Oh.
Well, I had to send Faith and Pat and Nancy on without us and wait for the tow truck to get there.
Well, at least you got the night off.
Yeah, I suppose, technically. I'm still looking in on Kevin every once in a while. What have you been up to, young lady?
Oh, I was just out on the subway traveling.
Is that right? Well, that sounds interesting.
Where's Mother?
She's in putting Little John to bed.
Well, should I wait for her to come in here, or should I tell you now?
I think you should tell me now.
I was just visiting the Finelli apartment, and I talked to Jack, and I talked to Mary, and she is going to talk to Ray Woodard about me working for Frank's campaign.
Oh, sweetheart, that's terrific. That's just wonderful.
You think so?
I couldn't be happier. Do you know where they need you? I mean, do you know what your job's going to be? So I think Frank needs a full-time coordinator with the community. He must get invited to 5 meetings a night, and he never knows what
I'm going to
meeting...
be working with Mary in the press office, as it were.
With Mary? In her office? As an assistant?
Yeah. Jack says she's just drowning in the work, and she was so happy when she found out. Well, obviously, the trick isn't for us not to murder each other, but it's all up front. And this way, I'll have to spend more time with her and get along, which is one of the main reasons why I came home.
I know it is. And I think that's very good and very generous of you indeed. First, for getting the idea, and second, for telling Mary about it. Congratulations.
Seriously?
Of course, seriously. I mean, you two haven't said word one to each other since you had that fight the other night, have you? Well, then it couldn't have been an easy thing for you to march yourself downtown like that.
I was nervous.
I bet you were.
I knew I might get a door slammed in my face or worse.
No. Mary doesn't hold a grudge. And once she gets over being mad at you, she's the first one to admit what a powerhouse you are. Ah, with the two of you in harmony, working for the single cause, Frank's gonna get elected to the Senate by a landslide. And you two will come through with the best of friends.
Oh, wouldn't that be something?
Yeah.
Well, you've got the car-hating Smiler again, right?
No, I'm not smiling about any car.
Oh, no? What
No.
then? Do tell me your secret, dear.
I think he's pleased because I went out and made arrangements to keep myself busy for the next couple of months.
Oh, a job.
Volunteer work?
Oh, at the school?
Nope. I'm going to be helping Mary with Frank's campaign.
Well, lady?
Siobhan, do you really think that's wise?
The engine.
It's out. And we're definitely aground on something. Rocks, sandbar, I can't tell.
But we're not too far from shore, right?
Far enough to call the Coast Guard rather than row in. But first, let's break out the alcohol.
Oh, I shouldn't have pulled out the knife.
Look, don't worry about that now.
At least it's out of the way, Faith. It can't do any more harm.
No infection. It's worse.
All right, hold it. Just finished. Now, hold it. I've got some codeine for you. It's in that small vial of pills, Nancy.
Codeine's okay in pregnancy.
Exactly. Won't harm the fetus. Hold this, and now I'm gonna go check the radio.
Okay.
Channel 16. Mayday. Mayday. Mayday.
Coast Guard, come in.
My boat's grounded, and we have an emergency.
Coast Guard, come in. I don't hear you. Press the transmitter button.
Sorry. This is Dr. Ryan. My boat's run aground, and one passenger needs emergency medical care. We're in the Hudson, between the George Washington Bridge and the Tappan Zee. The engine's out, and otherwise we seem to be stable.
Give me the kind of craft and pinpoint your position.
It's a houseboat, and we're grounded on the Jersey side, and on the Manhattan side, all I can see is what seems to be a railroad station. I'm also on the staff at Riverside Hospital. Can you have an ambulance meet me when we get to shore?
Good enough, Doctor. Give us 12 to 15 minutes. In the meantime, don't attempt any repairs. Over and out.
Over and out. They're on their way.
Thank God. It won't be long now.
cold.
Faith, did you get that codeine down okay?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm freezing.
Look, the blanket will help. All you have to do is relax, let go, and the pain will ease up.
The bleeding.
There's not much now.
Inside.
Hey, we'll see. In 12 minutes, you'll be on your way to shore and then Riverside.
Get Dr. Wolf.
First thing.
Pat, don't let me lose my baby, please.
Oh, Faith, you won't. You won't, Faith. You'll both be fine.
Keep talking to her.
And then you'll have this incredible story to tell everybody about how you were rescued by the Coast Guard and fussed over and everything.
Oh, Pat, please, don't let me go into shock. Because if I do, I'll lose my baby.
Now, listen to me. You just be easy. Try to stay awake. You talk to us.
Okay.
You tell us about Nancy in high school.
Nancy. Dancing.
You danced too, didn't you? You took ballet with Miss Lee.
Please, I don't want to die, please.
Wise? Mary's for it, Daddy is, Jack is? Obviously I am, or I wouldn't have volunteered. Does that equal wise?
And you've spoken to Mary about this?
Of course, I just came from her apartment.
And she likes the idea of you sharing her work with her? Well, darling, that is the basic question.
The basic flaw, right?
I am not trying to find fault, Siobhan.
Oh, good.
Oh, no, please, sweetheart. Now, before you get your back up, will you please tell your mother what you just told me about Mary's attitude?
Mary's going crazy with the work, and she is thrilled at the idea of somebody with a brain pitching in.
Well, I have no doubt about that.
Oh, no, that's not what I mean about the possible drawbacks and about how you and Mary fixed that all up already up front.
Oh. Mary and I talked about the fact that we have a problem with peaceful coexistence. We're just gonna have to control our tempers and stay away from the old sore spots. We'll be working together in this situation. We'll be for each other instead of against each other. At least, I think we will.
Avoid the old sore spots. And what would they be, dear?
You know, the competitive stuff. All the clashes we get into when we're going after your approval or Daddy's. Who's loved the most? Who's the best daughter? We wouldn't have to do that at the office.
Do you honestly believe that, Siobhan?
No, I'm lying. Of course I believe it. We are going to be working together in this situation. I'm thrilled at the prospect. Why aren't you?
Siobhan, one of my greatest joys is the fact that you've come home and that you want to resolve your problems with Mary. But it's not going to be a simple task, dear. I mean, certainly you've seen that in the past few weeks. We've all seen it. But with time, still, and patience, I believe that you and Mary can grow closer and closer. But, speaking of sore spots, one of the greatest between you and your sister is Francis. Mary is devoted to Francis. You, much as you love him...
I don't worship him. Go on.
Well, you know what I'm getting at, Now, for Mary, sharing her job with you might just be like sharing Francis. I mean, the two of you putting out an all-out effort in his behalf could very easily become competitive. If not as who's the best daughter, then certainly who is the best sister. I mean, you had a battle about him just the other day. You stormed out, she was sitting there in a rage. That is why I'm something less than thrilled at the prospect of the pair of you in a double harness.
Well, sweetheart, there's some possible advantages, aren't there?
I'm still not allowed on her turf.
Oh, dear Lord.
Hey, you know what I was thinking about before you just came in, sweetheart? About the time that Siobhan and Mary sold all those hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of chances for the St. Anne's Building Fund. And now they won that clock radio, and we went to the assembly to see them win it. And the two of them tickled pink with each other on the stage.
Yeah, right, on the stage. That's exactly it. And then when the clock radio arrived at home, that's when the war began. Whose desk was it going to sit on? Who was going to be able to choose the stations? And when they threw it at each other, I was the one who put it in the closet for 6 months.
Mary threw it. The difference is we were kids then, and we are adults now, if you will permit that. Why don't you just give us a little support?
I do, dear. I just have to question the wisdom of this particular plan.
Look, I think what we should do is just have...
Just once in my life, I would like you to say to me, terrific, Siobhan. I love your idea, and I know you can do it. Good for you.
Siobhan, I think it's a beautiful thought. In the abstract.
Well, the abstract isn't what I want, Mother. I want you to approve of me without reservations here and now. You just can't.
Darling, you are confusing my love for you with my understanding of the realities.
I'm not confused. I just wish I didn't see it all so clearly.
Siobhan, listen to me, please. If I didn't hope that you and Mary would resolve your differences, I would not air my doubts. Would you rather me pretend to be blind?
I'd like you to trust me.
Darling, we trust you.
No,
We're behind you, 100%. You know that.
I'm sorry I got into this whole thing. I ought to know well enough now how to go on in spite of your doubts. God knows I've had a lifetime of it.
That's not true, sweetheart. Please.
Well, I'm gonna turn in. I gotta get my sleep for tomorrow, so I'll be awake on the job. Good night.
Siobhan, all I want you to do, dear, is use your common sense.
I will. I'll use it to get Frank elected.
John, don't look at me like that. Part of loving your children is trying to steer them clear of trouble. And this will be trouble from start to finish.
Dad?
Right here. Hey. Hey, tell me the story about Nancy and the senior play.
Dad,
Yeah?
can I have some water?
Sure.
No, that wouldn't be such a good idea.
Please.
If I were you and you were me, you'd be saying, sorry, pal. Nothing by mouth. You have to wait till you get to the hospital.
No. I don't call you pal.
She's paying attention anyway.
I call you... I name the baby.
Have you decided on a name?
Matthew, maybe.
And what if it's a girl?
I like Maeve.
Mom would love that.
Well, I love her.
It's mutual.
Yeah, I mean... Oh, Pat, it's a shame. It's so sad. No, Tom's so good.
Have you decided, well, do you know where he is exactly? You said Wheeling, West Virginia, but do you know his hotel?
I'm so cold. You know, it's like that time that we went ice skating in the park.
Yeah?
And it was so cold and we went back to your room. And my hands.
I remember. You could hardly bend your fingers.
Uh-huh.
It was winter before last, and we went skating in a snowstorm.
I bet it was beautiful.
Oh, it was. Please, can I have some water?
Maybe I could crack some ice or something.
Nancy.
He says no, and he's too big to fight.
Oh, Nancy, don't fight him. Be good to Pat. I'm such a fool.
No.
No, I should have never come.
You should never have been hurt. We wanted you with us. We wanted all the family, and we would have had them if Kevin... Well, if Kevin had a better car and Todd didn't drive it.
Oh, no. I should have just let go, give up.
We're not going to give up on each other. We'll always be in touch somehow. It's the way it is.
Yeah. Oh, I'm afraid.
That must be it.
Can you see?
Yeah, it's a flashing light.
Pat! Pat, she's faded or something. I can't find a pulse.